To the quite interesting world of kitsch, where tonight everything is in the worst possible taste. Let's meet those 70s icons, the girl off the Athena tennis poster, Sue Perkins. And complete with medallion and chest wig, it's Reginald D. Hunter. On the waterbed in black satin pyjamas, Jimmy Carr. And not really giving a flying duck, Alan Davis. Now, if you want to avail yourself of my avocado bathroom ensuite with all the trimmings, all you have to do is call. Sue goes. Reginald goes. Jimmy goes. And Alan goes. There we are. So, here's a load of old tat that includes everything but the kitsch sink. Have a look. A flowery chair, a cute balloon, a Tiffany lamp, and a donkey cigarette dispenser. Now, which is kitsch?
See, I don't know where kitsch becomes tacky. There's a sort of hinterland, isn't there?
We're going unusually for QI by dictionary definition. It's a quality, something that a kitsch thing must have in order to be kitsch.
Ubiquity?
No.
Popular. Ordinary.
Ordinary. Worthless.
Yes.
Worthless.
Well, the Tiffany lamps. I saw a Tiffany lamp in a store. It was in the King's Road. Yeah. And I thought, it's kind of a kitschy kind of thing, but it's all right. And it was like 80 grand or something ludicrous.
Oh, yes. They sold a very...
So I bought 3.
There was one from the 1890s that was sold for $2.8 million. They are far from worthless, the originals. But as you know, there are many imitations, which would, I suppose, count as kitsch, because essentially it's a stained glass Art Nouveau lamp, where the bronze...
2.8 million, and then you can just very easily knock it over, can't you?
That would...
Just come in pissed and knock it over.
That's true of Ming China, I suppose, as well. So what about the balloon animal?
Is that not the one? That's not a balloon animal, is it? That's a what's the guy called? The American artist.
The guy who makes who was dating La Cicciolina. Jeff Koons.
Jeff Koons is the right answer. His work goes for a huge amount of money, vast. I mean, one of his pieces went for $38 million.
It really did look like a dog.
Yeah. Yes, he does balloon animals, and that is a balloon animal, as you can see. Also, he has 3 Michael Jackson and Bubbles porcelain figures, which sold for $5.6 million. And he just does stuff that is kitsch in every sense, but the worthless sense.
But wasn't Warhol doing the same thing with the pictures of Elvis and Marilyn?
Yes, they're not really so much kitsch as kind of an... I don't know, they raise the everyday into something...
Yeah, the reappropriation of everyday culture.
Exactly right. Kitsch somehow implies something more ornamental, more tchotchka, as they would say in Yiddish.
No use just using another word I don't know. That's not helping anyone. It's a bit more tchotchka. Oh, right, okay, yeah. It is a bit more tchotchka now you say it.
Well, we'll have one more look from our little conveyor belt, and that's a chintz armchair. Chintz has become somewhat unfashionable, but when it first arrived from... Do you know where it first came from?
Bournemouth.
Originally, I think it comes from John Lewis.
Let's move a little bit away.
China.
India is the answer. It arrived as early as the 1680s in Europe and was so successful and so remarkably popular that in the court of Versailles, Louis declared that it should be illegal everywhere except in his court, so because it was ruining the French textile industry. And the same happened in Britain in 1720. All chintz was banned because our own weavers were going out of business because it was considered such a luxury item.
I'm just getting a lot of retinal feedback from it.
Yes, the word chintzy is not a compliment these days. Here's a really... I mean, I'd be so impressed. I'll give you 50 points if you can tell me something really unusual about the word chintz. It shares with only 2 other words in the English language, as far as I know.
Oh, OK. Is it to do with the Scrabble score?
No.
Is it...
It'll be something to do with the Z.
Not exactly. They're all 6-letter words. Almost, chintz, and biopsy.
Do all the letters of the alphabet appear in those words in order?
Not all the letters of the alphabet, no.
It was a long shot. I mean, I'm not up on spelling.
The letters are in order.
The letters are in alphabetical order.
Oh, wow. Well, I kind of got that.
You kind of did, yes. You said all the letters of the alphabet. 26.
Well, I might knock off a few of them. I got 20 more.
But it's
than
amazing
the right
how
answer.
rare that is. Biopsy, almost, and chintz are in alphabetical order. If you know of any more, please don't write in.
You try, you think of a couple of words, you know, you think, horse, no. Dog, no.
It does rather come after it.
Almond,
Do you know what the
then
issue
you
with
give
that
up.
is?
Yes, you
Basically, you could say to anyone, apart from, armadillo as well as the other one. People never bother working these things out. If you say it's an anagram as well, people never sit down and do it.
No, but I just have, and that isn't.
Yeah, that isn't right.
It's got A in the middle.
All right. The A was the only giveaway there.
Yeah, it really was a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah.
So there's a chintz chair, and finally we had on our conveyor belt this lovely object here.
Oh, my God. You're so lucky.
Oh, I want that.
You put... Yeah, out comes a cigarette.
I wouldn't want to smoke it, though.
It poos a cigarette.
Well, I think that's what they should do. Instead of going, we're going to get rid of all cigarette advertising, I think they should say they all come out of donkeys' arses.
Yes. This would be kitsch, because it's worthless. Well, it's £6. And it's pretty kitsch, to be honest, isn't it?
I like it, though. I'll buy it off you for
It's
a
yours.
£5. Oh, you are a darling.
There you are. Yours to cut out and keep.
Yeah.
Hello.
Coming out there?
Get off. He's just prolapsed. Prolapsed my donkey.
Did you just finger her ass? Well, you're not to.
Yeah, I'm putting that away from your
If you would,
rolling
please.
anal fingers.
That's it. So, now... yeah.
Fries in alphabetical order.
The important thing is that there are lots of words in alphabet. The important thing is it has to be 6 letters. Yeah. That's what's so hard about it. So, let's look at some things that may or may not be kitsch, like the fluffy dice.
I like the way we can go from like heavy, obscure, depthful meaning words to donkeys, assholes in the same.
That's what we like to think of as the QI difference.
Range.
Fluffy dice. Is there a word for that? Tacky is the word I would probably use. Is that wrong with me?
But then they're used ironically now, aren't they?
Well,
People
that's what's so
when they
interesting.
first came out, it would have been a tacky thing to have in your cortina in the late 70s, and now it's kind of an ironic thing.
Ditto those things behind me that are also on the screen, lava lamps.
Yeah.
And
I've
those...
got a lava lamp.
Have you? Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. And the word one tends to use of that is...
Arsehole.
I was going to suggest retro.
Sorry. Retro.
Yeah. So, have you got any of these, Reg?
No. In fact, I can say safely that I've never had any of those things.
Not one? No gnomes in your garden?
No, man.
Are they kitsch or are they just... What are
They're
they?
again sort of postmodern ironic now,
Yes,
aren't
they are, aren't they?
Gnomes seem to suggest something, and I don't know what they suggest, but I know for years when people see gnomes, they go, "Oh, you got a gnome," and you're like, "What that mean?" Oh man, and you don't know what that means.
Because the Americans have gnomes in their gardens?
I mean, the fake ones, right?
Yes, yeah, obviously.
I don't know, because like sometimes you see them and you don't know if it's like an Irish offshoot of something. And
Yes.
so, in there, that doll with the.
Do you know what that is?
Well, my aunt had one, and it was supposed to obscure the fact that you are a person who owns toilet paper.
That's it. It's very well done. It is indeed.
You're
because
not that type of person.
No, I don't. I don't have a bottom, and I don't push things out of it every day, and therefore I would have no need for any sort of paper to wipe that residue.
The donkey shit pusher would have been horrifying.
So kitsch is really in the eye of the beholder. Now, why should you worry about a man in fluffy slippers?
I think I wouldn't have any problem with his fluffy slippers. It's more the dressing gown I would have issues with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a giraffe.
I don't want to know where the neck is.
As ever, we've given you a picture that is completely inappropriate. If I told you that the slippers in question were made of human blood, the blood of a young man's arm,
I'm worried now.
and of emu feathers.
There's no way to know that off at first glance. There's just no way
No,
to know.
you wouldn't know that. So now, where do emus live?
Australia.
Yeah, he just took the words out of your mouth, didn't
Yeah, well, he did.
Certain indigenous Australian peoples...
Aborigines, I'm going to say?
Yeah, in their belief systems, if someone committed a crime, then they had a figure called a kodecha who wore these slippers. And in order to wear the slippers, which is quite tricky, he had to dislocate his small toes. That was part of the thing. And there was a little hole for the small toe to poke out of. And he would find the perpetrator of this crime, whatever it might be, and he would point a bone at him, and the perpetrator of the crime would freeze and then die, presumably through psychosomatic or a sort of, just because he was so terrified that the taboo was real, that he did die.
You would have thought if someone's coming after you to kill you with these toes dislocated, you could get away.
Yes.
You would have thought there's one great advantage. They're giving you...
Could you have just made wider slippers? I mean, just so that you could fit all of the toes in without having to dislocate and then stick the weird gnarly one
I agree
up.
the dislocation is an odd part of it, but when you think about it, in order for us to pass judgment on people, we have to put something made of horsehair on our head. I mean, we have our own tribal ways of dealing with injustice.
Are those boomerangs there in their hands?
They're probably Kylie's, yes.
Do you know the boomerang joke?
Go on then.
No, it'll come back to you.
I walked into that one. Oh, dear.
It sounds a little bit like, bringing someone in for questioning and then to, intimidate them, you start torturing yourself in front of them. Like, how you like that? Now tell me where your mama at.
That would freak someone out, you're right.
Yeah, but I don't know if they tell you the truth.
All right, I'll talk.
What was that one we had where you put your shoes on back to front and then people can't find you?
The invisibility shoes or the shoes where...
Turn them around.
Well, that would sort of
And then
work.
you walk along and,
And people walk the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Quite difficult.
You've got to
These-
lose some toes.
These were special shoes.
Well, there's another kind of special shoe, the cow shoe. Who do you think might use the cow shoe?
A cow.
So, well, they already have cow's feet. They don't need to pretend to be cows.
I want to be cow. A horse.
No, human beings wore them, but they gave out cow footprints.
Oh, like, I don't...
Rustlers.
Well, actually, rustlers probably did use them as well. It was during Prohibition.
Right,
It was,
bootleggers.
Yeah, bootleggers. So they could, move their cases of stuff across the desert.
A cow field.
Looking as if it was just a cow field, exactly.
Well, yeah, so they think cows have gone from one bar to another.
This cow looks like it was pissed and only had 2 legs.
Went downstairs to the club and came up again. Got in the taxi.
This cow stood against the fence and then there's a big puddle of them.
While on the subject of rustlers, there was a rustler called George Bignose Parrott, who was a cattle rustler, and he was hanged, and Dr. John and he was skinned.
Was he?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's unnecessary.
And Dr. John Osborne made a pair of shoes out of his skin, and he became governor of Wyoming.
Of course he did. No one's going to
for,
challenge him.
Democratic. He wore those shoes at his inaugural ball.
She sounds like a lovely man.
Yes, charmer.
At what stage did that become unacceptable then?
Well, it was as late as 1893. You'd think it would have been unacceptable.
Did he wait till the man was dead and then he capitalized and said, I will seize the skin, or he killed the man and then he started raking the man's skin off and I got what I wanted and that's why I caused your death?
No, he was hanged first.
He hanged first and then he went, nobody want this?
Yeah, right. It's only going to waste, otherwise.
He was standing there barefoot looking at this man.
Shoes written all over it.
Not pleasant, I grant you. But that's life was cheap in those days in the West. So stop me when you know what I'm talking about. Originally made out of shower curtains, could be used as wallpaper, works as a burglar alarm, prevents sweaty toilet syndrome, covered Farrah Fawcett when she modelled for Playboy, good for stress relief, and wraps things up so they don't break.
Nylon. Lino.
What was the toilet syndrome?
Well, don't worry about that because that's quite hard to guess.
Rubber.
It wraps things up and...
Plastic. Cellophane.
Bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap, yes. I'll tell you a few things about bubble wrap. It was invented in... Guess what year it was invented?
1947.
It was 1957. It was 1957 by Alfred Fielding and Mark Chavan, who put 2 shower curtains together, hoping to find some use for it. And it wasn't until they...
What? That's how they invented it? That's a crazy shot in the dark, isn't it? They thought you could put a couple of pencils together and see if we come up with anything.
Does this... What?
They thought it could
They
be
were
sold...
clearly covering the bed
Yeah.
to protect the mattress.
Oh, now. They thought it...
And as they lay there, they heard pop, pop.
Was that you? No, it wasn't me. You might be onto something here.
This must be the shower curtain.
They thought it could be sold as wallpaper, then it didn't work, and nor did greenhouse insulation, which they also used it for. And it wasn't until 1960, 3 years later, they hit on the idea of wrapping up components for IBM. And since then, the Sealed Air Corporation now makes enough every year to encircle the world 10 times. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Well, that's good if we ever have to send the world
Just
anywhere.
encircle the...
Unfortunately, you'd send it Royal Mail and it would get lost. So.
The thing about that is,
Yeah.
where does it all go then? Because it just goes in the bin, doesn't it, bubble wrap? Once you
Goes in
popped
the bin,
it-
or you sit in front of the telly
once you
relieving
popped it
yourself.
all, then
You know what I mean.
yes.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the bubble wrap. You put it in the bin, where does it all go?
Oh, it goes in that sort of whirlpool between
Oh, no,
in
the Great
Hawaii.
Pacific
yes,
Giant.
The size of Texas.
That vast
Yes,
eddy, which is
oh
full
dear,
of
let's hope not.
bin liners. And,
The sweaty toilet thing is apparently you stick it inside of a cistern, because in hot tropical countries, the toilet cistern sweats, and it apparently cures that. Now, I've got this little test for you. Here we are. And with any luck, the audience might have some bubble wrap too. They're waving their bubble wrap. Thank you, audience. Do not pop it. This is a really important exercise.
So what do you mean, don't pop it?
Don't pop it. Do not. No. This is really important.
Okay, okay.
No problem.
This is a test of your worthiness. Don't pop it yet.
One of mine's already popped. I didn't do it.
No, that's all right, as long as you didn't. Because in 2013, a group of Yale psychologists, they found another use for bubble wrap, which was to measure aggression, all right? They showed pictures of cute animals, all right? And no, wait. Stop it. People were told to pop bubble wrap as they watched. They thought that it was a test for their motor activity and memory. In fact, it was a test for what's called cute aggression. If you see something very cute, you start popping more and more. Not because they wanted to hurt the animal, but because they were frustrated at not being able to touch them and cuddle them. And this is called cute aggression. It's when you kind of go, oh, like that. So, audience, hold your bubble wrap. We're going to show you some very cute animals, and it's all up to you.
Okay.
Let's start with the cuteness.
Oh, dear.
That's not that cute.
It's
not that cute.
It's kind of dead.
He's not that cute. I think he's been shot. He does look like he's been shot.
Oh, the blue-eyed one.
No, not that cute. Not worth a pop.
Yeah, that's getting close to the top.
Look at his little eyes.
No, I'm not done yet. I want a dog, and then I'm going to pop my load.
That's the first time I've heard that phrase since last night.
That's
That
pretty
was
cute.
the last one.
He's not cute, ginger.
All right. You can put away your bubble wrap now.
That kitten is basically saying, help me, they're about to close the lid on this box.
He's probably the Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah,
He's
he
going
is,
to
yeah.
the
I'm not going to
experiment.
exist in a minute.
Yeah. You may like to know that the last Monday in January is Bubble Wrap Awareness Day.
Okay.
It's the appreciation of Bubble Wrap
That's
Day.
in my
I'm sure they have a website.
Yeah.
They must do.
And Rhett Allain of Wired magazine calculated that you need to wrap yourself in 39 layers of bubble wrap in order to survive falling out a 6th floor window. Oh, please don't try that at home.
So you don't have a 6-story house?
Maybe that.
So 6. If you wrapped yourself in bubble wrap 6 times, you could jump out of a building and you'd be...
No, 39
36.
times.
39.
Oh, thank God, we clarified.
Yeah.
So you're going to go up to the 6th story of your house?
I'm going up to the 39th story and wrapping myself 6 times. It should, by my calculations, that should be fine.
Dear. Just out of interest, do you know what a group of kittens is called? There is a group name for kittens.
A puke.
Is it a sack of?
No, it also begins... You are bad. A group of kittens is actually called a kindle, oddly enough.
Really?
Yeah,
A Kindle of
Kindle.
kittens.
Yeah.
Is that just for kittens or is it for cats?
Just for kittens. Anyway, so here are tonight's specials. There we are. See if you can read that.
Oh, yeah.
They're on the board as well. Plat du jour. Sea kittens.
Sea kittens.
Sea kittens is a made-uppy phrase by people who don't want us to eat fish.
Oh, so they tried to make us go into bubble wrap mode by calling
Basically.
it sea kitten instead of cod.
So that would be a group of people who are very against anything to do with any kind of aggression or beastliness to animals.
Which would be vegetarians.
No, the actual specific organisation. PETA?
PETA or-
PETA is the right answer. The People's... Or what is it? Something for ethical treatment of animals. Something for ethical treatment of animals. People for the ethical treatment of animals. I assume. Not porpoises for the ethical treatment of animals. Pig eaters for the ethical treatment of animals. And so they thought that if they called all fish sea kittens, people would say, I wouldn't want to put a hook in a sea kitten. So
Well,
that was the
no,
idea.
So
I think, if
a
anything,
lake
it would make
puppy.
you want to try kittens.
It's obviously not worked, though, in that case, have they? And we've also got nymphs of dawn.
Nymphs of the Golden
I know
Dawn.
one thing there.
Yes, go on.
Certainly had the nymphs of the Golden Dawn.
Which are nymphs of the Golden Dawn?
Which are they?
Yes.
Are they something like oysters? Are they oysters?
They're not oysters.
Then I was missold.
Yeah, they were first served for the Prince of Wales.
Sounds like a strip club.
In 1908, they were served for the Prince of Wales in 1908, who would have been the future George V. They were actually a creation of one of the great chefs, or the great chef, really, of the 19th century. Auguste Escoffier. Very well said. And he persuaded the British to eat this dish, specifically the Prince of Wales, by calling it Cuisse de nymphe de l'aurore, thighs of the nymphs of dawn.
Frog's legs.
Yeah.
Frog's legs is the right answer. And there's a picture of frog's legs.
Yeah.
And they are, of course, now a standard dish that people eat very happily. Tastes like chicken, as everything does, that you're a bit scared of. And it's...
I said that rooster's testicles don't taste like chicken. I've had them.
Have you had rooster's
I've
testicles?
had rooster's
This is one of these things you do, isn't it, with Giles
Eating
Corran? You force
testicles.
yourself to
Yeah.
eat testicles.
Oh, I don't force myself.
What are his testicles?
His testicles testicles taste like chicken.
Oh, I thought they might. We've got a couple left. Mendip Wolfie.
Is that what pets are called kittens? So we wouldn't know.
No, where are the Mendips?
Is it between your bum and your testicle?
No.
Next to the Gloucester area.
A little bit further, yes, Somerset.
Somerset.
Like the Quantocks, the Mendip Hills.
I know where my contacts are.
Yes, I know, there was some road, like the Trossachs.
Yeah.
But this was served at the Miners' Arms in Priddy in Somerset, and they served it as Mendip Wallfish because, like frog's legs, it's one of those things that British people tend to go,
Snails.
Snails. Snails is the right answer. Somerset snails, and unlike the French way of serving them, which is with garlic and butter, exactly, but it's pretty similar, except it's with cider, herbs and seasoning. That's the...
Sounds like moule.
Somerset. They're a bit like moule, yeah. And it's a Mendip Wallfish.
Rocky Mountain oysters, I think, testicles.
You're absolutely right. Bull's testicles can be...
They're also called
prairie oysters.
Yeah.
Also called prairie oysters, completely right. In fact, there are lots of names for them, some of which are quite amusing.
Ball sack.
How did you get that photo?
They're pretty good, aren't they? Called cowboy caviar.
Oh, God.
Montana tender groins.
I had that once.
Dusted nuts. Bull fries.
Dusted nuts is quite on the nose,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Plate of knackers.
Bull's bollocks.
Yeah.
Bull fries.
Cream of bollocks.
They're also called swinging beef. Which is a good title.
Swinging beef is what I'm calling my autobiography.
Yeah. Or there's something called criadillas or huevos de toro, which is...
Huevos de toro.
Huevos de toro is bull's eggs. Yeah. What are they called in English?
Plums on a plate.
Sweetbreads.
No.
No, that's the thymus gland,
You're
isn't it?
very
a
right.
pancreas
Spot on.
and
The pancreas or the thymus gland is sweet breads. The testicles are sweet meats. Very good. We found our way through those unusual foods. Now, I'll put the blackboard away, and it's time to ask you this. What is cannon hopping? Cannon is, I think, maybe related to the English word coney. Does that help?
Rabbit, like a...
Rabbit.
Okay.
So rabbit hopping.
So hopping like a bunny. Bunny
Hopping
hopping.
like a bunny, but it's a sport.
Rabbit.
Oh, for sure it is.
Show jumping.
Show jumping for rabbits is the right answer. Sure. It's not that big a sport in Britain, but in Denmark and the Scandinavian countries, they take it pretty seriously, and they have world records, and they have championships, and...
Who's winning? Who's the current world champion?
Well, I can tell you the world record holder for the long jump is Jabu, who's Danish, 3 metres.
With Flopsy, a close second.
Thyssen has the high jump record at 99.5 centimetres. They haven't yet broken the metre on the high jump. But there are nearly 1,000 rabbit show jumpers in Sweden alone. And the sport is also practiced in the UK, Denmark and the US. And Lisbeth Janssen has written 2 books about the sport.
Do they dope test them afterwards?
She does say that the sport will allow a rabbit to live twice as long, up to 10 or 12 years, as compared to the average 5 years that one in a hutch will live.
Yeah, so it's very important to take care of your
And we
rabbit
have
properly as well. You've got to bathe them in hot water with potatoes and onions.
Let's have some footage of some working...
large
show
footage.
jumping. Here they go.
Sure, okay.
Oh, cute. Oh, cute. Oh, I can't bear it.
That's a big one. Oh, he's going to refuse. No, he's up. Oh!
Just shut it.
Over he goes.
Oh, he's had
And a
enough.
final little one. Bravo! Well, as you can see, they weren't being led. The human is not allowed to get ahead of the rabbit, or that's a forfeit. So the rabbit has to lead the human, if you've noticed in that footage. The human was just behind. So, solve this one for me, will you, please? I'm going to give you all muddled up.
Doom.
Can you do these?
Smacks of
there we go.
bullying at school.
Bullying at school.
Yeah, anyone who couldn't do this got bullied.
How many combinations do you think there are?
I think there's...
Too many for my small brain.
It's actually
1,000.
43.25 quintillion.
Shall I tell you how we did it in Croydon? We just picked them off.
There you go. Way! Give me something. Alan, you're so close. Oh, you almost had it.
No.
Messed it up.
Just start picking them off.
Do you know what's completely tragic? We told Jimmy and Alan how to do it with the 6 moves, and Jimmy remembered, but Alan... Oh, is that it? Have you... Any right, Reginald?
Well, I didn't receive that
You
instruction.
didn't get it? It was unfair on you
It's quite a
two.
lot of fun.
It is fun, isn't
It just brought back a lot of bad school memories.
I mean, as I say, it is a staggering number. It is more possible combinations than light travels inches in a century.
God.
There's the number up on the screen. It is such a huge number. It's inconceivably vast. But you can make it impossible. Do you know how to do that?
Take the stickers off?
Yeah, you should replace the stickers one with the other, and so that it's actually never doable, which would drive people insane. But there are these.
Also, the other way you can make it impossible is to break someone's fingers.
Yeah, really nice.
They'll come after you and show a bone in your face.
There's the 4x4, and you can imagine how many combinations there are of that. It's even more gigantic.
Probably 8 or 9, I imagine.
In 2010, which is quite a long time after the Rubik's Cube became popular, science and computing finally came up with the minimum number of moves from any combination that it takes to solve the cube. Can you imagine how many that might be?
I bet it's 12.
It's 20. It's called God's number, and it's just extraordinary.
Well, you say you were obsessed when you were a child. Under pressure, can we see if you can do it now?
Oh, gosh.
Come on,
I could do the first 2 rows, but that's it. When I get to the top,
That's pretty messed up.
Oh, God.
Okay, come on.
Oh, look.
Okay, you're on the clock.
We've all got a long time ahead of us. I've got to decide which colours I'm... Okay, all right, so that's going to
We need, like, a backing track for this, really. This needs...
Let's get green and... Oh, stop it. Stop. You're being so unkind.
And you're out of time. And I
Stop
have a birthday.
Look, goes
We
there.
could do one of those fade out, fade
There
in.
goes there.
Let's get some beers.
Yeah,
Can we get some
sometime
beers?
later.
Right, so I've got all the middle ones here. Now we do the corners.
Well, kick back, go to the bar, come back in a couple of hours.
That's it. So I've got those 4 there and those 2 middle ones.
You should be able to do it within 20 moves, Stephen.
Yeah, I know that. But I can't.
The God's number, you know.
Don't be mean to me.
Takes an atheist a lot longer.
Yeah. There's the first layer. Thank you. Let's quickly answer that. But anyway, so there's your Rubik's Cube. Now, what did the American Army do with 100,000 of these? Whoa, excuse me. There we go. You pass that on. That's yours there.
Oh, my God, are these the original?
Oh, these are fantastic.
Can you see what's inside them?
Wow.
Yes, I'm afraid.
I was looking the wrong way, that's
What have you
why.
got? I've got...
There's too many layers of glass separating me in this image.
What are you seeing, Jimmy?
Hardcore pornography.
And you?
I've got a target and a plane.
You've got planes. And you've got Reginald? Hello?
I think I see the future.
You see the future?
What's happening in the future, Reg?
We're all on a plane.
You're right.
In
These are
Assassin's
American
crosshairs.
Do you know what these devices are called?
Viewmaster.
Viewmaster is the right
It's written on it.
Oh. It's also written up there.
They're made in Portland, Oregon.
Yes, indeed. And they're a rather wonderful device, invented in the 1930s. And you have a disc like this.
Mine
It's
are
a
really
perfectly simple
fast.
disc. You can pull it out, pop it in, and you press a lever, and you get a 3D picture. And what you've got are the army versions that were used to help members of gunnery crews and various other things to recognise the outlines and shapes of either friendly or enemy aircraft. And that's what you'll see.
Thomas
Again,
the
it's
tank
not-
engine I've got.
We've given Alan Thomas the tank engine because we thought he'd be confused by the aeroplanes. So, what does your card actually say when you pull it out, Alan? What's it say on it?
Percy found himself under the coal chute. I don't like getting dirty.
Phil. I'll say Helldiver, Vengeance, Dauntless, Texan. It gives all the details of the plane
Lord,
in the photograph. Yeah, so
I wanna see
Baltimore.
yeah, they're rather good. You
I've
have
looked
a
at all
swap.
the Thomas
So
ones.
sorry, you
Thomas.
had ones for goodies and ones for baddies then?
Oh, the Thomas is beautiful. It's so 3D.
I've got the original Nolan sisters here. I'm happy. It's
Whose
beautiful.
side was Thomas on in the Second World War? I think you look a little bit like a Doctor Who baddie with these.
Anyway, they did have a serious purpose. In fact, they handed out, how many of them?
12.
100,000.
So that was in the war, and then they went, well, afterwards, what should we do with them? It's often the way with military things, whenever there's a war, you always get something out of it.
Like the bazooka.
The bazooka obviously has a use in everyday life as well, for cooking chicken.
And for playing Greek music.
Is it true? I mean, I went on holiday to Vietnam and I fired a machine gun. You can pay money for bullets and fire them. They've got old guns from the war.
Oh, really?
But someone told me that if they have a bazooka and you can fire it at a cow. Now, is that...
I have heard that.
Is there anything you've heard?
There's a very...
is it a myth or people
Well,
don't...
there's certainly an
people do it
eccentric man who has a large estate in Shropshire, and he has an old-fashioned Roman ballista, one of those sort of catapult things, and what he does for fun is catapult cows through the air. Dead cows. He doesn't do it with live cows.
Well, not at the end of it.
No, they do go a huge distance, and there is something highly comical about seeing a cow sailing video going hundreds of yards through the air. But out of a bazooka, I'd imagine
butcher underneath
it's a bit of a mess.
All the other cars are going, if we just wrap ourselves in bubble wrap 39 times, it won't happen.
We'll be fine, exactly. 6 million discs, you know, they use, the American Army, to hand out to their 100,000 people holding their
So that was a military thing before it was a toy?
No, it was a toy first, but the American Army and Navy saw the value in it, for spotting them.
Sounds like another defence contract to me.
Yes, exactly. Sorry?
The internet was originally a military...
Well, the sat-nav as well was a military thing.
Deal or no deal, that was a military thing.
It still is.
Absolutely right,
Is.
yeah. Now, I'd like to take a picture as a memento of this lovely evening.
As a fantastic weekend we spent. What?
That mohair look is working for you.
Yeah, it really is.
Soft and knit,
Reggie
sexy.
takes Jimmy to Georgia.
That's so disturbing in so many ways.
Oh, don't you look lovely.
Yeah.
There we are. Now, what's the quickest way to develop it? What should I do to develop
Shake it, baby. Buffoon.
Yeah, actually, the quickest way to develop it is to take it to Boots, the chemist.
It's actually quicker to do an oil painting of the thing.
It does take a bit of time. Let's have you two as well. It'll be nice. Come on. Smile. Oh, that's so cute. Now, what they used to do, the old pros, when they took photographs in proper film, they used to do a little Polaroid first.
Oh, yeah, we'll do a Polaroid first.
And they used to put it under their arms.
Arse cheeks, usually.
I'm sorry? Arse cheeks. Fair enough. We had different photographers.
I think it's sort of a slippery slope, though, because
Put in your
photography
arse cheeks, then go on.
It used to be you went away on holiday and you took
Warm it
photos
up.
and then you got back.
But don't shake it.
And you went to the chemist and you put them in and then it took a week.
I want to see that shot.
I didn't realise you were pulling that face, Reg.
I didn't realise you was pulling your face.
But no, what I'm saying is you used to get photos from a holiday. The last two shots were always of the dog because you hadn't taken enough. And then you go to the chemist and then you remember the holiday. Now we reminisce instantly and it's
That's
kind of
true.
ruined it.
It's true.
You go, oh, look at us, we were so young 4 minutes ago.
And you go to one of those rock gigs where people perform, and everybody watches them through their cameras instead of watching the real people.
I like that, though. I like the fact that people, like, when I do a stand-up show, someone will be taping it on their phone, as if, like, now is not a good time for me. I'm going to take this and enjoy it later on in its supreme quality. Just can't enjoy the moment.
Well, they used to get your pictures back and then have a sticker on them sometimes, didn't they?
Yes.
Saying, this picture is shit.
Well, this picture has been sent to the police. A copy of it. Well, can you tell me about who invented the Polaroid photograph? Do you remember his name?
Mr. Royd.
He had a brother named Hilmer.
Was it Eastman or Kodak or...
No, it wasn't Eastman or Kodak, no.
Fuji!
No, it wasn't. Land. His name was Land, was his name. And he made polarised sunglasses, and that's why he called it Polaroid.
There he is, Mr.
I
Land.
feel the need.
I feel the need for speed.
Oh, you can ride my tail anytime.
Yeah. Then the Polaroid camera was launched in 1948 because the company was already called Polaroid. He called it a Polaroid camera.
It used to be Polaroids were always a bit grimy, weren't they? That was if you ever found a box of Polaroids in your parents' room, it was worth leaving those alone. That's a mental scarring right there. Hang on, what's that? That seems to... Oh, no.
Well, anyway, the point is shaking a Polaroid had no effect on how quickly it developed. Now, here's a classic piece of kitsch. Why is every fourth monkey like a search engine?
Fourth monkey?
Fourth.
3 monkeys, I think you're
See-
That's the strange thing.
See no evil.
You can see no evil.
Speak no evil.
Speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil, Google
Taste
no evil.
Well, Google is right, but
Smell
what's
no
Google's motto?
Feeling lucky?
You know you're just looking for
That's what it always says.
It is true, yeah. But as a corporation, they have this one that's been, mocked many times, but it is their sort of mission statement.
Isn't it? Don't be evil.
Don't do evil is their...
Don't do evil.
Don't do evil is their motto. And there was a... Sorry, their motto is...
That's clutching
What?
its knackers.
I know.
I think that's because
It's
you
just
just heard
been
about
builded.
prairie oysters and gone, hang on.
No, these are Cochin monkeys, and we know the 3. The 4th was just considered, by the time it came to the West, a bit too rude. And it was do no evil, and it was expressed by covering its genitals.
How ironic, though, that the fourth monkey should do no evil and hold its knackers when Google is a search engine for the porn
Basically.
industry.
I know.
It's the most searched for thing on the internet.
It is true.
I gather.
But that
I didn't realise you could get other stuff on it until recently. I used to refer to the internet as the pornography. So I would say, oh, I was on the pornography last night. Do you know you can book train tickets on it as well?
It's pornography and cats. If they ever find a video with a tabby banging a tortoiseshell, the internet will eat itself.
almost...
It's like finding out about the 13th apostle or something like that.
Exactly. And
Because the first 3 are basically don't grass anyone up.
yeah.
And then the fourth one is actually don't get involved.
Yes, exactly. And lastly, to wrap up our Kitsch Fest, here's some karaoke. What is the world's most dangerous song?
Is this the song that's playing most often during traffic accidents?
No, it's not that. This really is a karaoke issue. At least 6 people in the Philippines have been murdered for singing My Way.
Yes.
Exactly.
Sorry, murdered for singing
Yes.
their way. What, because they didn't do it right?
They haven't just...
But they did it their way.
They murdered My Way and were murdered as a result.
So singing the end, and now the end is nigh.
Yeah, exactly. At last I faced the final cut. Yeah. But in Thailand, the song to be wary of is even more dangerous. In 2008, a gunman shot dead 8 of his neighbours after becoming enraged at the noise from karaoke parties at which they sang this American song by a good old mountain boy from West Virginia, Take Me Home.
Oh, John Denver.
Yes, that's it. Take Me Home, Country Roads. Became the song that killed 8 people.
And thus they were taken home.
Thus they were taken home, exactly. Most people credit the invention of karaoke to a Japanese fellow called Daisuke Inoue in 1971.
No, he's to blame.
Well, yes, but he didn't make any money out of it whatsoever. But he has patented a cockroach killer, which is specifically designed to kill cockroaches that live in karaoke machines.
And that presumably by playing with Peter Andre.
Yes, presumably. Now, this would be very good. You get lots of points if you can guess what the prize was. In 2010, for the Karaoke World Championships held in Moscow, the prize was $1 million something.
Karaoke machines.
No.
Rubles.
Not rubles.
Barrels of oil.
Yeah.
Prairie oysters, you were going to say.
Prairie oysters, yes.
Well, dumplings is the answer.
Oh, like
1 million dumplings. How do you take that home?
No, they like dumplings a lot now. They do.
They do love their dumplings.
I
But
mean,
like,
you've got to be pretty Moorish before you get to $1 million.
it's a hell of a number, isn't it? I suppose he just shared it with everybody there. Well, you'd be excited to know that we come now to the scores and how fascinating they are. In first place, with a towering +9, is Jimmy Carr.
Oh, come on.
In second place, with a very impressive +6, is Alan Davis. In third place, with a highly respectable 0, is Reginald and I'm afraid sweeping out the dead karaoke cockroaches tonight with -8 is Sue Perkins. My thanks to Sue, Jimmy, Reginald and Alan, and good night.
The new series of QI continues on Friday at 10. Next tonight on BBC Two, we're off to the movies as the likes of Bill Bailey, Paul Whitehouse and even Ronnie Corbett discover a life of crime, thanks to Simon Pegg and Andy Serkis. The premiere of Burke and Hare.